This just in. Have you ever looked at that little 6-digit code on your phone, the one you use for two-factor authentication, and felt a warm, fuzzy sense of digital security? Well, I hope you enjoyed that feeling while it lasted, because it turns out that secure door you've been leaning on was actually made of cardboard, and the robots have just discovered a pair of very large scissors. According to a terrifyingly blunt report by Frank Landymore at Futurism, Google was recently rattled by a massive cyber attack that used AI to unearth a catastrophic flaw in its software that its own developers didn't even know existed. This isn't just another data leak. It's the first tangible evidence of a zero-day vulnerability being discovered and weaponized by an algorithm. While the tech giants have been busy telling themselves that AI is a helpful intern designed to summarize your meetings, the hackers have been using it as a hyper-intelligent crowbar to bypass the very security systems we were told were bulletproof. As a StoryBrand certified guide, I spend my days helping businesses build bridges of trust with their customers. But when the digital foundations of that trust are being systematically dismantled by self-learning malware, business as usual is a death sentence. So let's rip apart how this AI-powered attack bypassed the last line of defense for millions of users, why this is just the tip of the iceberg, and how you can use undeniable human connection to protect your brand from a landscape that is becoming increasingly hostile to anything that lacks a pulse. By the way, if you're new here, I'm Vicky Sidler, a StoryBrand certified guide and duct tape marketing strategist from the Strategic Marketing Tribe. And I help small business owners like you build failure-proof marketing by focusing on the exact 20% of effort that drives 80% of the results. All so that your marketing stops feeling like a miserable second job you never asked for. But let's be honest. When the digital walls come down, your only remaining moat is your reputation. So you must establish secure, undeniable human authority. So download my 5-minute marketing fix to craft a powerful StoryBrand one-liner that standardizes your brand message, giving you a scalable, repeatable way to earn trust that no algorithm can hack or replicate. You can get it for free in the description below or at strategicmarketingtribe.com/fix. Okay, now with all of that out of the way, if your own developers don't know the door is unlocked, who does? If you want to understand the sheer level of unease currently radiating from Google's headquarters, you need to understand what a zero-day actually is. It's a flaw so fresh that the creators of the software have had 0 days to fix it. In this latest attack, researchers confirmed with high confidence that an AI model was used to discover and weaponize a flaw in a popular system administration tool. This AI didn't just guess a password. It parsed millions of lines of code to find a structural weakness that human eyes had missed for years. It's the digital equivalent of a burglar not just picking your lock, but realizing the entire back wall of your house was actually made out of very convincing wallpaper. What's truly embarrassing for the humans involved is that the AI-generated malware left behind a textbook Pythonic format that even included hallucinated text and annotations known as docstrings. The hackers didn't even bother to clean up the evidence. They used a large language model to write a masterclass in exploitation, and it worked so well, it nearly triggered a mass exploitation event before Google's white hats managed to plug the hole. Now, what happens when your last line of defense just stops defending? Because we've all been told that two-factor authentication is the holy grail of security. But this attack proves that the Grail has a very large crack in the bottom. The zero-day bug discovered by the AI allowed attackers to completely sidestep two-factor authentication on web-based administration systems. Normally, if a hacker gets your password, two-factor is the brick wall that stops them. But this AI-powered exploit found a way to walk right through that wall. Given that most people's passwords are about as secure as a screen door in a hurricane, or have already been leaked in previous breaches, the ability to bypass two-factor is a catastrophic operational risk for any business that relies on these tools. Google's threat intelligence group is being uncomfortably honest about the mistakes. They believe that this is just the tip of the iceberg, and that the problem is likely much bigger than this one discovered instance. We are moving from an era where hackers have to be brilliant humans to an era where they just need access to a powerful enough GPU to find the undo button on your entire security stack. On your entire security stack. So, is every major operating system currently waiting to be weaponized? Well, if you think this is just a Google problem, you haven't been paying attention to the masterful display of fear-mongering as hype coming out of Anthropic. Last month, Anthropic released its Claude Mythos model, claiming it could find zero-day vulnerabilities in every major operating system and every major web browser when directed to do so. They made a massive show of only sharing it with select government agencies because it is potentially devastating, which is a bit like a car salesman telling you the engine is so fast it might actually break the sound barrier and kill everyone in a 5-mile radius. But hey, do you want the extended warranty? The threat is no longer theoretical. AI's ever-improving ability to write and parse code is being rapidly embraced by the tech and financial sectors. But that same capability is being used to build the very weapons that will dismantle those sectors. We are handing the keys to the kingdom to a machine that is currently being trained to find every single way to lose those keys. So how do you stay secure in a world where the robots are writing the malware? Because if the digital architecture of the world is inherently flawed and the AI knows it, you cannot afford to hide behind a generic corporate facade. Your customers are starting to realize that their data is never truly safe. They see the headlines about AI-powered hacks and two-factor bypasses, and their cynicism is reaching terminal velocity. In a world where an algorithm can hack your server, the only thing it can't hack is genuine human-to-human relationships built on empathy and authority. So if you sound like an automated bot, your customers will treat you with the same suspicion they reserve for a zero-day exploit. You have to aggressively position yourself as a human guide in a landscape filled with automated threats. You need a structural foundation for your brand that standardizes your message and builds undeniable trust. So get my 5-minute marketing fix. It acts as a rapid diagnostic tool to help you use your actual human brain to craft a crystal clear story brand one-liner. It gives you a standardized, reliable system to establish authority, proving to your customers that you aren't just another vulnerable digital node, but a trustworthy partner with a plan to keep them safe. Stop losing sales. Download the fix now. You can get it for free in the description below, or you can go to strategicmarketingtribe.com/fix. But what about you? Have you ever had a secure system fail you when you needed it most? I'll go first. My Facebook account once got hacked despite having two-factor authentication enabled. It was an absolute nightmare. The hackers managed to blow through 100,000 Rand on my ad accounts before I could stop them. Thankfully, Facebook eventually refunded the money, but I've looked at that little two-factor shield with massive skepticism ever since. Okay, your turn. What is your worst secure system horror story? Let me know in the comments. And if you like this video, you might like this one too. It's about why Rogue AI is now cloning itself and how to save your brand. And this is one that YouTube thinks you might like, so check it out and see if the algorithm is right. That's it from me. I'm Vicky Sidler from the Strategic Marketing Tribe, and I post helpful news updates for small businesses every day.